friends, it's Pastor Chris. This officer training video is designed specifically for our deacons. So what we're going to be looking at today is how to use our church database to manage doing your Deacon Group Routine Contacts. So we're going to look at how to connect into the database, how to pull up the list of folks that are assigned to you to contact, how to record notes, and how to manage that whole process. So if you haven't watched the Session 5 officer training video on how to use the online directory, the basics of that, I would encourage you to actually pause this video and go back and watch that one first, because it'll give you some basic background on how to use the church directory. So to get to Church Community Builder into the directory, you go to the Get Involved tab and click Community Login. I keep my password saved, so we'll just click and log in. Once you're logged into CCB, here's our home screen. You're going to go over to the People tab and click on that. By default, it takes you to the People search page, but we actually want to go over and see it says Processes right here. So if you click on Processes, that'll take you to the list of folks that have been assigned to you to work with. So once you get over to the Process tab and you see it highlighted here, you want to look for the tab that says My Assignments, and that's going to filter down just to the items that are kind of upcoming for you. Under My Assignments, you'll see Deacon Group Routine Contact, and this says A. That means it's just the first set of contacts that you're going to make. And under here, you'll see a list of any names of people that are on your upcoming list to contact. Now, I've just done this with one of our test profiles, so we're not actually showing anyone's personal information when we look at this example, but for you, you'll actually see multiple names under this list. So from your list, you're going to choose who you're going to contact. So we'll use our test profile as an example. You can imagine, oh, I'm going to give this person a call. I'm going to check in with them today. So you just hover over and click on that, and it's going to open up a specific page for doing this contact. If we have a picture in the directory for a person, it'll show up here in the box where it says test profile. That will list their name. There's a button here if you want to send them an email, but then it also lists other pertinent information. Most importantly, it'll give you any phone numbers we have along with any mailing addresses. We have this set to make a contact every 30 days. So once you complete a contact, it'll set a new due date 30 days in the future. So once you make your contact by phone or by sending a note, however you're reaching out to that person, the first thing we want to do is make a note on their profile. This is going to contain any pertinent information that you're going to need in the future or other ministry leaders here at Trinity might find helpful. At the most basic, you want to say how you made contact and when you made contact. So if we say I called this person, I could say phone call on January 12, 2021, discussed missing in-person worship, right? Doesn't have to be a long note. It doesn't have to have a ton of detail, but we want to list any pertinent information that you might want to reference for a future call. We typically want to leave where it says who can see this note about, and that'll have the name. We want to leave that checked as this process only typically. So we're keeping those notes private within our deacon and congregational care teams. Once you've typed the note and included any information, then just click add this note and the page will reload. And then you can see today for this process, here's the note. Okay. This is also where you'll see any previous notes that have been entered onto this profile. Okay. Once you've added the notes, it's time to mark this as done. When you click Mark as Done, it's going to bring up this little box here, and it's fairly important to note a few things about it. First, in Date Completed, enter the date that you completed it. It's possible that maybe you made this phone call yesterday or even a couple days ago, so just make sure the date is accurate. Where it says next cues, this is pretty important. You'll notice by default, Deacon Group Routine Contact B is automatically checked. You can't uncheck it. It is very important that you click on where it says leave unassigned and then go and find your name from the list of deacons and select your name. This will make sure that this contact is assigned back to you for follow-up in a month's time. If you don't select it, or if you select someone else, it's going to put that person on someone else's list. And we don't want to do that, right? This allows us to make sure that we're all following up with our own group contacts, but please do make sure you go through and change leave unassigned to your name. Now you'll also see two additional checkboxes here. One says congregational care follow-up and one says pastor follow-up. Let's say during your phone call with this person, you find out some information, maybe they've got an upcoming surgery, or maybe there's something going on in their family, and you think our congregational care team really needs to know about this, or the pastor really needs to know about this. You can check one or both of these boxes, and this will automatically send a message to our congregational care team or to me and let us know that more follow-up is needed with this individual. So if you tick these boxes, you'll notice these drop-down menus light up again that say leave unassigned. So for congregational care, you can choose one of our 3 congregational care chairs who needs to be notified about this. And then for pastor follow-up, of course, it's me. So select those names from this list. Then when you click save, it's going to mark the monthly contact as done, but also send a note to us. If there isn't any follow-up that's needed, just leave those boxes unchecked, but then click save. This will mark that as finished, and it'll take you back to this list, Deacon Group Routine Contact A. And now there are no more people in the process, but if you have additional folks who need a contact, it'll list them here. So the basics again are log in to CCB, go to the People tab, and come over here to Processes and My Assignments. It'll show you all the folks that have contacts coming up, and just work through them at your pace. Make sure to leave notes that are helpful for you in the future so we know when someone's been contacted, and that are going to be helpful for other leaders, especially if there's some sort of a concern. Some folks have asked, why do we need to leave a note if there isn't anything really to report? I find it helpful in my own work on this that if I make a contact and I leave a voicemail, it's helpful for me to note that, because then I can see, over a 2 or 3 or 4 month period, the last several times I've called this person, they haven't answered. I've always left a voicemail, but I haven't actually talked to them. And maybe that's a sign that I need to find a different way to reach out. Similarly, you might find, I'm having really short phone calls. Maybe this is someone that would prefer a written note. Those are the kinds of bits of information you can leave in these notes. So there's the basics of using CCB to track your Deacon Group Routine Contacts. You can log in right now and see your list and start making phone calls and logging them in CCB. This is a really helpful way to make sure that no one's slipping between the cracks as we care for them. If you have any questions or would like more information, obviously you can rewatch the video, but I'd also be happy to set up a time to do a personal tutorial and run through things with you if that'd be helpful. So reach out if you have any questions, but other than that, thanks for watching and enjoy your contacts with your deacon groups. Take care and we'll talk soon.